Jamuligans, spell like jam, but sounds like ham. Jamuligans, listen along with your friends and fam. It's time to hear from those pastors again.
Hey everybody, welcome to Jamuligans. And we have a true Jamuligan with us today. We have Melodee here with us, and she has been a Jamuligan for how long?
38 years.
38 years, a Jamuligan. Where did you move here from?
Well, we were both native Californians, but we started up in Ventura County, and then he went in the Navy, and he left. I always stayed home, and then we got moved to New Mexico. We were there for 4 years while he got his degree. And then we came to San Diego and moved different houses until we found this place out here in Jamul. And here we have.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to talk to you and hear about, for those of you who don't know, Melodee and Rich, they help run and oversee, and we'll find out how they got involved in our Multiply program, which happens every Thursday, just helping families out with food and different needs they have. And so tell us how Multiply started and who was involved in starting it and where it came from.
Well, it started back in March of 2009, and I just kind of got put into it because we paired up with Indian Hills Camp. The camp cook at that time got a contact with a nonprofit agency up in Temecula where we could get free food. They had to pay for the pallet charges, and so they provided the trailer to haul it, and we provided the drivers, and they would drive up to Temecula 6 o'clock in the morning or thereabouts, pick up a pallet or two of food, come back, go to Indian Hills. They would take out what they could use for their camp purposes and the families out there. And then it came to us, and we started, we'll pack up some boxes for families that are in need. We started with 13 to 16 families. And we worked with the agency up in Temecula for several years. And then we got started with Feeding America San Diego, which is now called Feeding San Diego, but it's still part of the Feeding America corporate group. Mm-hmm. But they made it Feeding San Diego so people would understand the food stays in San Diego. Mm. So we've been with them since, I think, 2014. Mm. And we've also worked with the San Diego Food Bank as well. Those are two agencies that we work very closely with.
Okay, so Rich was on staff at Indian Hills, is that right? Or just volunteer?
He was on staff at Indian Hills until 2014.
Okay, so you guys, it was started by helping with camp and their food needs, and then there was extra, so you were able to bring some down and start it. Yeah. And did it always start at the ministry center here on Lions Valley? Is that where it started from? Yeah. So it's been there.
And first we did when we were doing the small boxes, small family group, mm-hmm. We packed everything up on the front porch, and then they drove up and we handed them the box and off they went. Mm-hmm. And then as the Temecula amount grew, we weren't inside the building, we were outside the building along the east side underneath the eaves, and which was always a challenge because we never knew what the weather was going to be like. But the whole time we were outside, God protected us because it never rained on that Thursday. Wow. It might rain on Wednesday and it might rain on Friday, but it never rained on Thursday. It was hot, but we were able to, and then we did wind up getting some pop-ups so we could at least protect some of the produce. But we got interesting things. We'd get bags of unbaked, bread dough, which when you're driving from Temecula to Jamul in the sun, it would rise. So we were trying to punch it down, and so it got kind of crazy, but we
So,
managed.
so you've overseen it since the beginning, pretty much.
No, I was not the program manager.
All right.
I was a worker bee,
Right.
and but
So who was the initial person that overseed it?
there it really
Overseed, is
I
that a
don't
word?
really know. I would say Peggy Toby because she was in the office. Um, but it just kind of we all worked together. There
Mm-hmm.
was like 15 of us or, at that time, and no one person really seemed to be in charge. We just worked together. It
Right.
was a team effort.
Mm.
And then people have moved away. We've had some pass away. Some of our longtime people have passed away, and the process changed. We stopped getting stuff from Temecula, went strictly with Feeding San Diego, who have just been absolutely marvelous to work with. And then finally we got to move inside, and that was a big excitement thing. We were in a building. We were out of the heat, but we still, and the clientele was the numbers of people coming were slowly growing. I don't remember what year it was exactly, but we got excited when we hit 100 families. We were all dancing around going, whoa, we hit 100. Uh, we laugh now because a lot more than that, but it was good.
Yeah, what on a nowadays, what's the weekly average?
Uh, well, if you go by last year's count numbers, we averaged between 375 and 525 families each week, which represents anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 people.
Wow.
And now we've kind of gone down a little bit. Some people are back at work, some have moved away. So we're averaging between 375 and 425 families every week,
Hmm.
which is about 1,100 to 1,400 people.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Bible says, and that's our motto at JCC, right? Is
Mhm.
know, love, serve. And we're
Yeah.
knowing God and loving God, serving God, but we're also knowing people and loving people and serving people. And
Oh, that's it.
yeah.
Um, some of them have been coming for, some of the people have been coming for quite some time, several years, I would say many years.
Mm-hmm.
And we have become part of their family. They'll come in and, um, something good has happened, they share it. Something bad has happened, they'll ask for prayer, because part of it is Dan Vincent has his uh, prayer time, has a prayer group and a Spanish English Bible study, and we've had several people that have come for that, and then they come over and get food, and um, so we try to reach whoever we can with whatever we can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Galatians 6, right? It says, do not grow weary in doing good,
Yeah.
especially those to the household of faith. So we've been able to serve the church and Christians and brothers and sisters in Christ, but also people that don't know the Lord, and we're kind of able to love them and show them the love of Jesus through serving them. What's some fruit or some relationships or just things that stick out in your mind over the years? Do you have anything that sticks out that God has done through this ministry?
Well, there is one woman who has come for many years, and she was rather grouchy and cranky, and nothing you could do would please her. And but we just kept doing our, being nice as possibly we could, asking about her family, asking about her. And now she tells us thank you and loves us. And the first day she told me thank you and I'm glad to see you, I almost cried because it was such a change. But she's become a dear friend of mine. So, um, and I have to admit, several of the clients have my phone number, and they call me when things are good, when things are bad. They've even called me when I was on vacation. Just tell me something, okay? And but that's part of the reaching out, is to be there for them.
Yeah.
And well, it's okay.
Yeah. What do you think from the other aspect of being a volunteer and being someone that's serving, just spiritually in your life and the life of some of the volunteers? How do you think that's impacted your life to be involved in a ministry like this?
Well, first of all, serving is my gift, so this really allows me to use my gift. But it's being able to connect with these people, especially this last year. It was so hard on so many of them. They had never had to reach out for help. They were shut down. They couldn't go to work. They couldn't even, many of them could not go to work and could not get any work. And we were doing drive-through following all the protocols with the masks and everything. But to know that someone cared about them, started to know them by name, but would ask about their family, and if they had the kids were in the car with them, talk to all the kids, and it gave them an outside person, somebody outside their little household, who was glad to see them. That was the big thing. We were glad to see them.
Yeah.
And they knew it. And some of them are still coming, and they just, they look at us as part of their family now. And it's humbling. It's humbling because you're out there and you're hot and sweaty and you're lifting dirty cabbage or drippy, whatever, drippy broccoli. Drippy broccoli is a big one. And yet they're just so happy that for something.
Right.
And it completes your day. I mean, we all go home and we're dead tired.
Yeah.
I mean, we're tired. If you're lifting 50-pound boxes of food into somebody's car, it gets tiring. But the conversations we've been able to have, the friendships we've been able to build, you go home and you feel good.
Yeah.
You're
Even
tired,
within,
but you're good.
yeah, even within, I mean, we could use this as a recruiting tool. But yeah, especially, and even with those that are volunteering, you guys seem to have a close bond with the people that volunteer and have volunteered over the years. So
this group of people works so well together. I mean, God's in charge of it, because I watch and I'm blown away by it's because it's all different personalities, and yet everybody works together because we know we're serving God. So
right. Do you
it's fun. It's fun to watch.
Speaking of recruiting, is that something where you need more help and you could have more people come in, or where are you at on that?
In the afternoons probably would be good, because we still have to follow some of the protocols, and we can't let the clients touch anything.
Right.
So they come, they sign in, they check in, and we have 2 or 3 volunteers that take the cart, and we let them come in the building.
Yeah.
Because of some of the things that so they can see everybody and people can see them and talk with them. But it gets, you need somebody to take the cart and be willing to talk to the people. And sometimes in the afternoon, everybody has to leave. People come in bag, but in the afternoon, I need cart haulers sometimes. But
yeah. So what time are you talking about? After literally afternoon, or
probably after 1 o'clock and we close at 3:30. We do have to clean up. Those seems to be the times where it would be nice to have like 1 or 2 extra people.
Yeah.
it's not for everybody. It's hard
Yes.
work.
So that's
So
something to, yeah, encourage anybody listening or watching that come on by and give it a try. It might be something they like, and even if it's one time, it's still helpful. But
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, if they could only come one day, one time a month, that's still okay.
yeah, yeah,
And I know it's not for everybody. It's
right.
not definitely not for everybody, but
Um,
it's not glamorous.
yeah, you don't need a gym membership after doing multiply every.
No, no, you can do your 5-6 miles easy with us. So
What is the just on a what's the strangest thing you guys have ever received as a food item
oh God.
outside of uncooked bread?
Yeah, well, uh, oh gosh. Well, we got a can of we do get, okay, I gotta preface this. We work with the post office when they do their food drive, right, which is going on right now. And so far I've already picked up 1,700 pounds of food, but we were going through them, and one was we think it's canned reindeer meat, and then there was lychee nuts or canned lychees, and that was just the other day. So but we get weird things like that, and
You just never know.
yeah, we never. And the can, what was really threw us was the can was all in we think Russian.
Huh.
So it was kind of,
What?
because there was a reindeer on the can. That's the only reason we think it was reindeer meat.
This is for Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I said, well, I can read Romanian. I can't read this, so it's probably Russian.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's great. I mean, it's just an amazing ministry of the church, and you guys have been doing it faithfully, and God is pleased with that for sure. So thank you for serving in that way.
Oh, it's a joy.
And
Can I talk about a little bit about the partners that we work with?
absolutely.
Okay, first we work with Feeding San Diego, and I have to give big shout out because since the pandemic started, they have been sending us like 10 to 11,000 pounds of food every week, and we
Hmm.
are not having to pay for it.
Yeah.
They are getting donations, they're getting corporate donations. I don't know exactly how it is, but they send us enough to feed all these families every week. So a big shout out to them. They could use all the support they can get. Same with the San Diego Food Bank. Those people have been wonderful to us over the years. Um, Jim Floros is an absolute wonderful guy to work with. Through Feeding San Diego, we also got started with Retail Rescue Program, which is where we go and pick up food from the grocery store so that it doesn't go into the dumps trash. And last year alone, we were able to rescue over 8,000 pounds of food.
Wow.
And we're working with the Walmart neighborhood market that's over in La Mesa next to Hobby Lobby. And it's just been, and then now we work with the post office every year, and we get their food that they receive from the food drive. And it's all the Hamul post office, everything stays here with the families that we serve. So, I mean, we do serve all of East County, so it's not necessarily in Hamul, but it's in East County. So,
Yeah.
and it makes a big difference for some of these families.
Oh, yeah. It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's every Thursday. And what time do you
10 a.m.
guys meet in the morning?
Well, okay, we open at 10 a.m. and we close at 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us get there a lot earlier than that. The Feeding San Diego truck usually comes between 7:30 and 8:30 to unload all the food, the staples items, and all the produce. This last week it was tomatoes and celery, which is the leftovers were at church on Sunday. But and then we bag and we put things in boxes and we stack them up to be handed out when it's time to come in.
Right.
So yeah, I get there around 6:30, 6:45, and a couple other people come in at 7, but most everybody comes in around 8. So because that's when we start bagging. And
And so, any different plans for the future? Is it?
No, it seems to be working pretty much. I mean, we got little modifications. You know, the people can now come inside because we were able to stop doing the drive-through, and because it was hard being out there on that blacktop when it was 100 degrees in the air. It was like 130 on the blacktop. So I'm very happy to be back inside.
Yeah.
But it allows the clients to be able to visit with us and to visit with the people inside. There's one man who comes, and everybody absolutely adores him. And when he comes in, he has to go around and visit with everybody. I think he's about 89, and we just, okay, here he comes, and and I'll tell him, okay, so and so is inside, and go find over in that room. So he'll go look and find them and be able to visit with them for 10, 15 minutes or whatever it takes.
Yeah, if anybody wants more information, they can go to the hamul.org website and get all the dates and times. But it's every Thursday, rain or shine, and opportunities to serve, especially in the afternoons. And just keep praying for multiply as they multiply. What God gives us, we can give to other people. And so thank you, Melodee, for everything you do.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And yeah, and we'll, there you go. Hamul has heard from a true Jamuligan. So knowing God, loving God, serving God, and that's what Multiply does well. So thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Keep doing it.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
You've just listened to Jamuligans, a podcast of Hamul Community Church, the church home you've been looking for. Come back next week for more from the pastors.